And then my best friend Bailey over there.
Hello, world.
She like,
looking at the soundboard is crazy.
Bailey, introduce our guests.
We have a very special guest today, you guys. Someone very special to myself too. A godmother, Tristan themselves. Pronouns before we start.
she, her queen.
Okay,
Hell
period.
yeah.
I know that's fucking right. Let them know.
Fire off. Let's go.
Yes. Before we ask you anything, drop your socials really quick.
My social is addicted to black. Addicted the number 2 BLAK. No C in it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So tell, for people who don't know who you are, a lot of us are familiar with you and we love you so much. But let us.
What do you go by? Like,
What is your title?
Holistic healer.
Yeah, I was. When people ask about like my profession or whatever like that, I'll say I'm a body worker, healer, sound vibration facilitator. So yeah, I basically take pain and trauma out of people's bodies, and bring them back to their bodies. You know what I mean? Like we all go through so much stuff, and we carry everything. You know, the body keeps score. So I'm helping you take that stuff out. You know, so I'm a vessel, if anything.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us your origin. Like, so I know we've had like mad conversations before.
Right.
You were born and raised in St. Louis, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Talk to us about.
Y'all should have had some. You can find me and say.
I just hit that Midwest swing.
I know, right? We say her right here. Right here.
I was gonna go to the St. Lunatics, but
Yeah. Either way.
That's them.
So yeah, I am originally from St. Louis. I've been in Chicago for over 20 years, so I say St. Louis is my mother and Chicago is my wife. That's how I kind of put it. I moved here when I was like 17, actually, through Floetry.
Yeah.
It was a wild situation. Like I went to a floor. Is it okay? Should I just
Go ahead, get it out. Yes. This is the place for this. This is exactly the place for this.
Cool. So yeah, I went to a Floetry and Erykah Badu concert when I was like 17. And
yes.
yeah, well, actually, I was. You know what? No, I was 16, and I was just like, like on stage, like watching them. And during the intermission, this girl, her name is Rachel. She was like, "You want to go meet them?" I'm like, "Me who?" And then and she was like, "Floetry." I was like, "Shut up!" And I was like, "Yeah." So we went on the tour bus. She brought me back, and while she was bringing me past. I walked past Erykah Badu, and she had this whole little thing on it. And it just felt like a black hole sucking me in. I was like, "Ooh, this is good." Yeah. And so yeah, we got on there and we chopped it up with Nat Marsh, and then they invited us to Chicago about I want to say 6 months later because they were doing a show with Jill opening up for Jill. So I came here with my friend. And we got on the train, and I was like, oh, I need to be in this place. I need to be in Chicago. Like, it was just like, pop, pop, pop. And I really liked how I could wave my hand out and catch a cab. Like, that was wild.
What a time.
That shit crazy.
Flash taxi.
Because remember Uber came out, we were like, it's so convenient. And now, I used to be outside and put my hand up in a cockpit.
Yeah. We didn't have that. We, like, St. Louis, we don't need that. Yeah. So, like, that was a big thing. And so I decided I went back home. I was like, all right, I was working at Red Lobster. I was like, I'm about to save this money. I'm about to graduate, and then I'm out. And then I moved to Chicago. I had my friend get me a U-Haul. I didn't tell nobody in St. Louis. I just moved here in the dead of winter, and I slept in my U-Haul truck for a couple days, and then I found a place in Hyde Park on the South Side.
Let's go.
That's my first location, drop down. And I've been here ever since, and I've just been making my way ever since.
That's the beautiful thing about Chicago is like, especially for people that aren't from here, it takes one vacation.
Yeah, just one. It
takes a weekend, and you're like,
one.
You get back to the crib, and you're like, fuck where I'm from, and fuck all of y'all.
I mean, I'm always gonna have.
I never want to talk to y'all again.
Right. They don't do it like that there.
I'm moving to Chicago.
I'm from the birds.
Yeah. The crazy part is though that I moved here in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
Like January 17th.
Sleeping in the U-Haul, you're
in
like,
the U-Haul. I'm like, all right, I got this. I don't got this. I need a place.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but. I grew a lot here. I've really understood who I am as an adult here, and by building friendships, building community, putting in work for that, because that takes work to cultivate your people, your posse, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my story here.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, when did you so what was the first thing that made you think that you wanted to go in this profession and like you wanted to like use yourself to like help others?
Okay, so first I'm a Cancer, and we tend to be nurturing anyway. We just like to, you good? Did you eat? Kind of like that. But the first thing is, I'm gonna take it back. So my mom, rest in peace, she passed. She made the death transition when I was 14, but before that, like from when I was really young up until when I was 12, she used to come into my room every single night. Not miss the night unless I spent the night somewhere else. Every single night, and would rub my legs, my hands, and my feet with oil. And I think that really introduced me to touch and helped me connect with her, helped me connect with my body, helped me connect with just rest and relaxation and zen. I think I was very privileged to get that at that early, and then get it so consistently. Like, she did not leave off a night. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the core of it. And then one day I was on a bus. So I don't know if they'll still do it now, because I ain't been on public transportation in a minute. But on the bus they used to do advertisements. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was on the bus one time, and I looked up, and it was a Pacific College of Oriental Medicine open house right there. And the open house was happening right at that time that I was on the bus. So I just hopped off.
Damn.
And I was like, all right, where's this place at?
Wow.
And then I just hopped off the bus, and I went to it, and I walked in, and I knew. I was like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do. Because I went to like IDT when I first moved here. I think everybody did. Yeah. I think I heard a lot of people went to that weird school, but but I'm a healer. That's a big part of who I am. And that activated the flow of this. And I wanted to go to school for Chinese medicine, so I did. So I went to school for Chinese medicine, specialized in Thai, craniosacral, reflexology, shiatsu, Tui Na, all these different modalities. And I wanted to make sure I brought it back to Black communities, because it was that with African holistic therapies as well. That is a thing that tells us that we can heal ourselves. Like, because they don't want to tell us that we can heal ourselves. They want to say, hey, let's rely on this medicine, and then this medicine gonna rely on this medicine, because sick people make money. Yeah. And so America is a business. And so, I knew that if I was going to do this, I wanted to make sure that we got our shit first. We had a place where we can just like let that go. There's so many Black women and Black men that don't have no place to go to just release, to cry, to make sound, to let their body vibrate, and without being crazy or being called crazy or being thought of as So that's what's up. That's where I'm at with it.
How does a healer heal themselves?
Ugh. Well, it's a couple of different. I mean, it's a couple. It's a number of ways. I specifically have a release ritual every time I work on somebody, because I have to. As the vessel, I have to do my own ritual once they leave the space. When Bailey came, because Bailey came and got some healing as well.
Yes, ma'am. It was amazing.
Did you like it?
I highly recommend, y'all. I highly, highly recommend.
Tune in with Tristan.com.
Okay. Period.
But no, I do that. I scream a lot.
Yeah.
I scream right in my apartment. My neighbors already know what's up. So I scream. I love to take baths. I love being in water, as a water sign, but I love being in water. And I like being with my people, and bouncing out ideas off of them. Yeah. It's what feeds me. and I try to turn my healer off, but I can't. You know what I mean? You know, I done been next to y'all, and all of a sudden I'm rubbing somebody's neck. You know, it's just like, can't help it.
Yeah, you definitely giving me a massage before. You're like, you're tripping lately.
I'm like, damn,
Fuck you mean?
and then a little rose water
No,
mist.
it's love. It's love.
Oh yeah, I keep
A little rose water
I love the
mist.
rose water.
I do keep that.
Just out of nowhere, I'd be like, oh my God. Like,
Look,
I'd be like, I've been
can I
bugging.
tell y'all
I've been
a quick
bugging.
story with the rose water?
Of course.
So I'm at Conti, right?
a crazy way to start off.
Right. I'm at Conti, right? And I pull out the rose water and I spray myself. And this girl was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I told her what it was. She was like, "Can you spray me?" I'm like, "Yeah, girl." So then I go outside. I go outside to get some air or whatever. And then these dudes came up. It's like 4 of them, like, you know, like thug ass, like, you know, from around the block. So they like, "Hey, Miss Lady." I'm like, "Oh God, what's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know what this is about to be. What I got to get ready for." And he was like, "My girl told me you sprayed her with some magical shit. Can you spray me and my homies too?" I'm like, yeah. And so I'm like, I'm pulling it out. At the time it was in my bra, so I had to pull it out. And then one of the dudes was like, "Nah, I don't want that." And the dude straight up was like, "Hey, if you don't let us spray you, you ain't getting no ride home." I was like, it was like, "You ain't got no drink bag, you ain't got no dick bag, you ain't got no drink bag," like kind of thing, you know? It was wild, but it's cool. Like, I like when I get to like extend these kind of like therapies and things to like people who don't normally like step into that world.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome. I
Yes,
love that.
that's especially sick. Even like on a smaller scale, you know what I'm saying? Because you definitely like understand the major scheme of things.
Yeah.
But like, is it like rewarding, like having like little things
Oh
like
yeah, like you know, actually the other day, this older Black woman came in and I work on her daughter, and her daughter referred her to me. And the lady has been going through she told me she had been going through some pain for like 3 years, like walking around with pain. She's been to hundreds of doctors, you know, and they've all told her, like, you know, "We can't find this, like, you're tripping," basically. And that's often the response that Black women get in the hospital, unfortunately. We don't get supported. We don't, you know, we're not heard. And so, and a lot of times it's just an underlying issue. It's y'all stressing us the fuck out. Yeah. And so I laid hands on her, and as soon as I did, she wept. That woman wept.
Yeah.
And I had to just, you know, I'm human. I ain't gonna be up in here like, you know, like, so I always ask everybody, like, would you like me to stay or do you need me to leave the room, just to give them space. They never want me to leave. And so I stay, and I held her. She sat up, titties out, and I held that woman, and she just wept on me. And she just like, "Man, I haven't felt no relief in 3 years." And so when I'm having a day and I'm thinking I ain't enough or I ain't did enough or whatever, I remember moments like that. And that fills me up. So
That's
yes,
beautiful.
it is very rewarding. Very, very rewarding.
As a professional, is it tough to go through moments like that? Because like you said, you're still human.
Yeah.
And, you know, but you're also, you know, and it's just like, is it hard to like stay professional in like moments like that?
Well, I will say this. Usually, unfortunately, the word professionalism is obviously sometimes linked in whiteness and being like, you know, without emotion. And that just doesn't work. It just doesn't fly, and it never works. It never flies. And people,
Well said.
you know, like, and so I make sure that when I say that to people, I always let them know, you need to know where I'm at mentally, physically, and spiritually, and I need to know where you at, so we can, because we're gonna be healing each other at the end of the day. This is an exchange. You know, this is not a one-sided thing. And so does that get tough and draining? Absolutely. It's just, you know, there's only so much you have in you. Yeah. You know, but when you connect to source, as I do, I'm getting downloads. And so that keeps me locked in. So even when my body's tired, I got work to do. And then I rest. Because rest is also a part of it. Like, I can't do this if I don't rest. But in those moments when I'm kind of being taken over, I just kind of like relax into it. I have to, because
Yeah.
that's the receiving. That's what's happening.
But in like the healing process, is it okay if you as a healer
Right?
breaks down crying?
Yeah,
You know what
I mean,
is that okay?
Well, first of all, everything is okay in my
Okay.
house. What I
True.
want to
It
do,
is your crib. It is your crib.
It
Yeah,
is,
of
yeah,
course.
you know, because it's in my home office. But the day of the election, that whole week, I could not take clients. I was like, I can't do this. This is surreal.
Yeah.
I kind of disassociated. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm here or not. So I kind of checked out. But the first client that I had, thank God it was a black woman, because it's just like, I need to see your sister. I need to be like bitches, we okay? Is we here?
Right.
I know that these niggas don't really control us, but do they kind of control some shit. You know?
A little white girl would have been the craziest first client.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. No, I'm just like, massage yourself,
She didn't do
bitch.
shit. It's just like
Swedish massage.
I'd be like touching her with a spatula. Like, nah, you massage
this is
yourself.
not the first person you probably would have seen.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was a black woman, and we both was just like, you know. And then I laid hands on her, and I just belted out, and I just busted out and started crying. And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, girl, me too. So now we both crying in the space, and then we just held each other. And then I did a little breath work. I stepped out. I just got myself together, and I came back, and I said, all right, let's go. And then she's like, all right, let's go. And then we hop back into it. So yeah, that's definitely okay.
Yeah. So like, it's a lot of things that you do for real.
Yeah.
Like encompassing like you said, like touching people with physical touch, and then also with the sound bowls.
Yeah. So like, so how may I explain how the sound works?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your nervous systems are. I'm about to get some science on y'all real quick.
Please
I
do.
love
About to
science.
Lay it down on us, sister.
nerdy.
I
I'm
love
about to get
science.
nerdy.
Yes.
I was a science major in high
Hell yeah.
school. But anyway.
Once again, this is the place for that.
Okay, perfect. So you have your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, you know, and then you have your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calm that comes in, because your body cannot always be in fight or flight. You know, your body can only take so much. This is why people have nervous breakdowns, and this is why people have heart attacks. This is why people have, you know, anxiety. All of this is just like your sympathetic nervous system is just like shot. And most black people, most black and brown people's nervous system, their sympathetic nervous system is overworked. That's just a fact, because we're constantly dealing with trauma and tragic and strife and things like that. I mean, we have joy because we find joy. And because we're all resilient, but it's a lot of that, you know, rooted in trauma. And so what the frequencies of the singing bowls do is they activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the calm. So like your parasympathetic nervous system is activated when you're sleeping and when you're digesting. Like, so when you're sleeping and eating and in a relaxed state, then that's when your parasympathetic nervous system is good. What sound vibration healing does and what the sound baths do are activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's the same reason why when you walk into a spa, you're like, like you feel that, and you think it's just the music. No, it's your nervous system being like, And so when your cells experience a certain frequency, they rest and renew, they regenerate. And so that's why sleep is important. That's why what you eat is important. That's why rest is important. So your cells have time to regenerate. So this is on a cellular level. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. No, I love that shit. Cause like it makes sense to me just because like I make music and shit.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
I know, and it would make sense because like in like science, everything is vibrations. This is how fast
I
it's
was just
vibrating.
about to
So
say
like,
that.
of course, certain vibrations have something to do with like your body and everything.
Yeah.
It's hella shit like that.
Yeah, it's all
just
things.
Like
even
water,
this right now.
Like how your body is made of water for real. So if the moon moved the tide, why wouldn't it do something to your body?
Exactly.
If you 80% water.
Right.
For real.
And so that's why I gotta be, you know, that's why I tell my clients, a lot of them, you know, we don't talk that good to ourselves a lot of times. That inner dialogue be real sketchy, and so
I'll be
Ain't that the
I'll be
truth?
trying to tell Bailey about science, and she be dismissing me.
But to your point, Tristan, I be whooping my own ass.
yeah,
for
stop
sure.
doing that. Yeah,
Not
like,
that
Like,
bad.
I know, but it's like I was just telling my client the other day, one of which she has fibromyalgia, and part of that is, I told her, it was like, because she constantly refers to her body as like this thing, and I was like, you are your primary partner, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to you like you talking to like one of your homegirls, like, and you not finna talk to one of your homegirls crazy, when they going through some stuff. So try to talk to your body the way you talk to your homegirls.
Yeah.
And so I was taking a bath, and I do this all the time. I was like, thank you, feet. Thank you, legs. Thank you, body. Your body needs to hear that. Like, your body is literally made of atoms and sound vibration and all of that. And it needs to hear that you appreciate it, because it's not a machine. We are not machines. And honestly, we kind of think of our bodies as a separate thing, and it's not. It's really locked in together. It's all vibrational. Like Perry said, it's all vibrational, because at the end of the day, you have to think about how much you're taking in. As soon as you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is look at your phone. Now you're getting that vibration in from that. That's going to obviously make you react some type of way, because it's always some fuck shit on there. And so, you know what I mean? And then you go out into the world, and, then it's so much of that going on out there. Then your partner, then your job, and then everyone is da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And when have you released? When have you taken that time to be like, that's because some of this stuff ain't yours. Some stuff you can get just by being next to people, just by sitting next to
real.
people. Yeah.
that loud nigga
Yeah.
energy. For real.
Yeah. It's like,
I be trying to tell niggas like,
yeah, don't play with it. Don't play with
I don't
it.
even want to be around it.
No, I don't even got time. I be feeling stuff and be like, nope, I'm just gonna get out of here. And I don't even question it no more. Like, I used to kind of play tango with what I call my GPS, your consciousness, I call it my GPS, because I have this thing where I'm thinking, like, when I talk to myself, when I put in a manifestation, and kind of like when you put in a destination in GPS, sometimes you make a left or a right that you shouldn't have made, but your GPS don't yell at you and be like, hey, you took the wrong turn, So I can't yell at myself for making a wrong turn, because it always recalibrates and gets me back where I need to go.
Yeah.
And so that's why I call it my guiding
said.
power source.
I love
so
that.
yeah, so
Beautifully said.
yeah. So I talk to my GPS a lot, talk to me a lot, and I trust it, because she been with me from jump. And that's your direct line to source. Whatever your source is, that's your direct line. That's the thing in you telling you or and that's for a reason. So like, now I'm trying to cultivate and help people cultivate their highest authentic self through healing, through sound, through understanding and being okay with their own voice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it
great.
fucking
That's
does.
fucking great. What other besides I know you mentioned, what is the actual terminology for it's a sound? I thought they were called sound bowls.
They are called singing bowls.
Singing bowls. Okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
other techniques do you use alongside of those? Like, I know Evan went and saw you and did the cupping, and I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what really it's for, but like, it seems cool.
It is really cool. It's like the great thing about, Asian and African holistic therapies is that it basically uses the earth and uses you to heal yourself, which is what we're supposed to do anyway. Like, plants are the original medicine. So, what your muscles are, I'm gonna get another scientific on you.
Yes.
Your muscles have all this connective tissue that's bound around each fiber. Like, it's like wrapped because it's supposed to be there for your whole life, so that you can move throughout your whole life. A lot of times we're not stretching, we're not drinking water, and we let in a lot of vibration that is not ours or low vibration. And so over time, that connective tissue gets a knot, which is why you would feel a knot or tension. Mm-hmm. And so what cupping does, most disease comes from dis-ease in the body, stagnation. And that's what disease is. It's dis-ease. Your body is not at ease and things are not flowing. Your blood's not flowing properly. Your chi is not flowing properly. And so what cupping does, it suctions, brings the blood to the surface through those connective tissues. And that's why you get the circle bruises and things like that, because that's the blood. The darker it is, the more stagnation or the more just trouble was in that area. And so it's good. It's wonderful. I cut myself all the time. So as much as I can. It's hard to reach, but you do what you can. Yeah. So
what other techniques do you?
I do cupping. I do hot stones. So like, massaging the body with warm stones. That warmth automatically relaxes muscles. Muscles just be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then I do Thai. That's what I specialize in. So Thai is like deep compressions, rocking, pulling, me putting your body in assisted yoga positions to redirect the energy and the flow in your body. So like things should be flowing out. Most things people have, it's stagnated in the body. So I'm helping you move that out. So sometimes I'll do that on the floor, on a floor Thai mat that looks like a futon mattress, or I'll do it on the table. So that is a lot of that. And I do facilitating and breath work, which is also super important because we don't be breathing properly. And if you look at babies, those are the ones that really know how to breathe because they breathe with their diaphragm. They breathe with their belly, like big belly, like...
I got asthma, so I know it's not. I know it's weak.
Wait, speaking of breath real quick, how y'all feel about taking a deep breath right now?
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart. All right. And inhale. Let your head back. Let it just rest on your spine. Mouth only. And let out some sound on this exhale. Inhale. Nice.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Felt great. I love these moments. I promise you, if any of you out there get a chance to meet Tristan in person, I promise you, it's definitely it's a great experience. Your energy is very, very welcoming, and I love it. It's always such a good feeling every time I see you. For sure,
I appreciate that. That's really
seriously.
Dope.
I'm not gonna cry.
No. I'm like, come on now.
That Hennessy wind just hit
me. So look, so like one thing I never understood really is acupuncture. Can you explain that to me?
Okay. So
because I've always been scared. I think it's gonna hurt.
Well, it feels like, let me see your hand. That's what it feels like.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like because the needle,
really
the
thin,
needles,
right?
the needles. Stop it! The needles are literally so thin; they're going through the pore. Like it's not puncturing it the way you're thinking about it. Yeah. And most needles are thicker. The acupuncture needles are very thin. So in Chinese medicine, in traditional Chinese medicine, there are things called meridians, pathways. Each pathway is connected to an organ. Like you have a lung channel. You'll hear channel, meridian, pathway. They're all the same thing. They just mean like a street. And so each organ has its own street that's attached to emotions, attached to a season, attached to foods, attached to an orifice in your body. So, for example, lungs. Lung is connected to the winter season. The emotion is grief. The metal is the element is metal, and you have to think about all those things in the winter. What are you doing? Doing a lot of try to breathe outside, and sometimes depression comes in the winter. You're crying in the winter, things like that, and it creates this whole system in which it's wild. It's like when I was in school, I was like, this is some good shit. I was like so excited in school because I could use it immediately. You know what I mean? And I love stuff that when I learn, I can use immediately. And so on all these pathways, so when people put the acupressure needles in you, it's along a certain channel based off of your tongue, what your tongue looks like, based off of what your eyes look like, and based off of what your symptoms are. You have these called exopathogens, and they're like from like if you get like wind, heat, You know, if your body's overheated, if your body's dry, if your body's mucus filled, if your body's damp, like all these things kind of are connected resets your own system. So that's all it does. There's no side effects to it. And that's the best thing about it. It's like there's no side effects to it. Anybody can get it. But depending on, like, if you have a condition, you know, certain conditions, you got to be careful. You know, you just ask your doctor and ask people if that's okay. But, yeah, it's wild. It's like, and then you have, like, this, it's called a gate on the back of your neck. It's the reason why when you're cold, you go like this. Mm-hmm. And you think you're just doing this. It's just like your body naturally is covering that gate up. So, because that's how stuff enters the body, is the back of the neck. So you always want to make sure you cover up the mouth, the ears, and the back of the neck. Yeah,
I love this. I love it.
I can talk your head off about it.
I got a lot more. I got more questions like that. I love the science of it.
Yeah, the science of it's dope. Yeah.
So Tristan, like, what are like 2 or 3 like little things that we could do every day? Okay. That could like make you feel better.
Stop fucking around with people that you do not want to fuck around with. Stop doing shit you don't want to do.
Strong number one.
No. So I recommend, everybody getting a regular alarm clock and not using your phone as an alarm so that you can put your phone either outside your room while you sleep or on the other side of your room while you sleep. I feel that. I think that's something that's like, it's a big thing with our world right now. Like, we so locked in, tuned into that. And it's just not, it's something that we need a break from. Like, your system needs a break from, having that constant locked into that internet and that frequency and that wave. You definitely need a break from that. So I would say that. I would also say, give yourself some minutes in the morning when you get up. Don't just pop up out of bed. Like, lay there for a minute or sit up for a minute. Spend some time with your body. Do some deep breaths. Like, do at least like 5 or 6 deep breaths. Just wanting to set the tone for your day. Say out loud what you want out of your day. Put that out there. Because like and honestly, I started doing this thing before I go to sleep. And I swear to you, it works. And when I wake up in the morning, and that's what happens. Before I go to bed, I always be like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to wake up. I'm going to feel rested. I'm going to feel ready for the things that I need to do, for the things that I want to do. Things are going to work in my favor because things are always working in my favor. I may not be able to always see it, but I'm going to be able to know it and trust it. And ashe, ashe means and so it is. Yeah. And so I recommend speaking because your words are spells, period.
On my soul.
Period.
Period. I be trying to tell niggas this, bro. They'll be want to try to hit me. Yeah. I feel like it's because I'm me saying it. Well, that it don't. Look, baby, how many times I done told you, you got to look at him and you got to say, Bailey. Yeah. Bailey. I'm about to do this shit. Yeah. I done broke it down. I'll be like, look, because it's science. Yeah. It's literally science for real. It's literally science. A thing that don't exist, so it can't happen. Yeah. But once you actually say some shit, you said it, and it's in the universe.
It's out there now.
You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that actually happened in time.
Yeah. And it's wild because, like, your GPS, your cosmic council, which I call my cosmic council, like my ancestors and all cooperative components, they work for you. They work with you. And I know that some people have seen this video or whatever, but it's real. I say this: take your ancestors with you when you go places. For real. Know that you are backed up and you are protected divinely. Know that we come from real sacred high energy. We are the point of origin for humans. Yeah. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me shit. I don't die. I won't die. I'll just go return back home to source. That's it. Mm-hmm. I'm spending some time with y'all right now just to help y'all out. But, and to experience and enjoy. And that's what we're here to do. We're not here to produce and be machines and make money like that. Like, you're here to experience, expand, enjoy, and explore. That's what you're here to do. Wow. And be an extension of source energy as well. So I tell people to, set the tone for your next day. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And breathe. I got a breath bell that goes off every hour. And everybody around me know that it's my breath bell. I've had people in the club like, hey, the breath bell went off, and now we're about to breathe. I mean, I got people breathing all the time, and like I also host a monthly show, or co-host a monthly queer show called Slow Mo at Sleeping Village, and what I started to incorporate was 2 deep breaths, 1 to release and 1 to remember who the fuck you are, and I have everybody take these 2 deep breaths, and to see, like, when I'm doing it, I have everybody do with what y'all just did with me, and to have so many souls connect in with me at that time, I need my ancestors with me to protect me and to guide me, and it's such a profound experience. Like, you can feel that breath in the room, and it's wild. And so I tell people all the time, get you an alarm to set on your phone, get you a breath belt, and throughout the day, just stop. Whatever you're doing, just stop and take some deep breaths. Just hold your body this.
That's what the Apple Watch put me on, for real.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. The Apple Watch put me on that.
Yeah. You have to reset, and if you feel an anxiety, just be like, I am where my feet are right now. I am where my feet are right now. I need to be where my feet are right now. And then that'll help you. And that breath is, like I said, activating that parasympathetic nervous system, activating that calm. So I would definitely recommend that, and definitely recommend finding a form of release, because a lot of us don't.
You know who you remind me of? That low key even put me on to a lot of the things that you talking about. They even made me start thinking about that.
What?
The Oracle off the Matrix. Low key got me thinking like that, for real.
You got some cookies.
Oh my God.
There is no spoon, head ass boy. I'm just kidding.
For real.
You know what? Do you know how many motherfuckers they call me an Oracle? That's so wild that you just said that. I received.
No, yeah. Because like low key, a lot of things that you talking about, the shit that even got me thinking about it was that movie. You said Return to the Source, and I was like, yeah.
She an Oracle. That bitch be Oracle.
And low key,
she be Orkin.
And low key,
she be Oracle.
And low to the earth. Y'all know who wrote The Matrix, right?
Yeah, facts, period.
Yeah. A black woman.
On my soul.
Yeah.
Google it.
Now. Yeah.
For real.
It's real.
Yo, you're talking about like self-affirmation.
Yeah.
And when can it be too much? Like, is there a level where it's too much, where it's like, or is there like a split between like ego and arrogance? Like, what's the healthy amount of self-affirmation, basically, is what I'm like asking.
Well, so when I tap in, which means like, I'm speaking either to myself or I'm tapping into source, tapping into ancestors, and talk to yourself when it feels in alignment. Like say for example, when I say, oh, I'm gonna make $100 million in a minute. That don't feel right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, you know what? Everything is gonna work out for me this week, because I know everything has been working out for me before. This is not the thing that's gonna take me out. So I'm gonna trust and allow the cooperative components to come in and do their job, and know that I'm gonna be taken care of. So I do these rants where I talk to myself like that. Like I kind of tune in. Like even right now, I can tune in, and like when we breathing and all of that, that's me kind of dipping into that. And I don't think that you should be saying anything to yourself that doesn't just feel good. Like if it feels fake, don't say it. If it feels like it's not connected.
Yeah, that's very real.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I be saying that shit all the time.
Yeah, because some people will try to put their stuff on you and tell you to say this thing. Yeah. And if they don't feel right, then don't say that shit. Like because it's not going to connect. And so whenever you are trying to manifest, this goes into manifestation as well. Keep it to where it feels tangible for you in that moment for you to say. So instead of broaden it a little bit. So, sometimes you can be specific, but if the specificity is too much and it doesn't feel in alignment, broaden it and say things like along the lines of, again, everything is going to work out for me because everything already has worked out for me.
That's what
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So just broaden it and talk to yourself in a way where you're going to practice this, because this is all practice. You weren't really brought up to talk like this to yourself.
Yeah.
So like, this is you tapping in your powers for the first time. So it's going to be like, you getting a sword and you're like, why? So just trust it and know that it's going to guide you, but also trust yourself and what you're saying.
I be telling motherfuckers, you got to look at it like as long as I did something, it could be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was better than it was yesterday, for real.
Yeah.
Like I be telling that stuff about my money and shit. I'm like, if I come home and I come home with 5 cents more than I did, then I left the house, I did good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just anything you could do every day.
And money, the tricky thing about money is that it really, you have to, and it took a long time for me to get to this point, but I don't, you have to look at money like abundance and energy and a thing that you can pull in energy wise. The money part of it is the leaf. That's like you're gonna get money. That's gonna happen. Just stay on your path of what feels most in alignment with you, and then that will be attracted. And the money's gonna come. The money's gonna come. The money, really, and honestly, the money ain't yours. You borrowing it for a minute. So don't be so attached to it. Like when you don't have it, you're gonna have it again. This is not the end all of the money that's coming to you. Yeah. And you cannot manifest in a worry state.
For real.
So when I tell people about like when they're talking about their problems, like if you have an issue, right? What's the first thing we want to do? We want to talk about it. We keep talking about it. And so now you've created this cloud of what you're talking about and your problem around you. And then you go and tell your friends, and then you post it. And then so now it's just this cloud. You have to just stop and just shut the fuck up and let the cloud clear, because you cannot get solution from the worry state.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I be saying, Bailey, this ain't the last week.
Yeah. Church.
This ain't the last one.
Church.
Hell yeah.
Church. Yeah. So what's up? Any more questions? What y'all got to say?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you mentioned the slow-mo party. I did see that you guys have an event tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we do. We have at Sleeping Village.
I should say y'all respectfully, because it's a queer event. So
yeah,
I just want to say y'all. I said guys. I'm
okay. We all right.
Yeah,
we all right.
Throw that out there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, it is tomorrow at 9. And it's at Sleeping Village. It's dope. It's a nice it's a mixed crowd. Really great DJs. We have some wonderful performers. Darlene Shear and Angelica Grace. They're both performers. They're performing girls on stage. And it's just, a black woman, a black trans woman, and a brown trans woman. Wonderful. They just do amazing work. And then my co-host, Kristen Kaza, she's on the stage with me. And we have done so much. We've been doing this for 12 years now. Like remember I told you we were on the stage with Big Frida from Millennium Park? That was crazy.
That's insane.
And I had motherfuckers in Millennium Park breathing.
Yes, I love it.
10,000 people breathing is wild,
That's
y'all.
insane.
It's wild.
Let's go.
That's a lot of Hennessy
Power
win.
is real.
So, where did y'all start off at?
At the Whistler.
Okay.
Yeah, we were there for a long time, but then it got too small. But I want to.
That's a good thing.
I want to. I always end up talking about slow mo, so I'm gonna try to just
Fair enough.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I did wanted to say it. I did want to put it out there that
you got to get that off. And Sleeping Village is dope too.
Oh, it's a
dope
great space. It's a great space. I love it.
It's one of my favorite places in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dope.
I love the fact that you can I like options. With anything that I do, I like options, and so I like being able to step outside and not have to be outside the building, but like in a closed space.
Yeah.
I like that. And then in the summertime, we bring people in to like cook food, like Taylor's Tacos. Black woman owned. She owns. Her and her wife own this amazing taco joint on Taylor Street.
Sick.
Yeah. So check them out. They're really great as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Taylor's Tacos.
Hell yeah. We got to share the stage with you earlier this summer.
Yeah.
For our homie Roy.
Yeah, cousin Roy.
Kenzie. He did the Rapbrary launch.
Yeah, shout out to Roy.
Godmother Tristan was the host of it, introduced us and shit.
We had a great time.
It was a great time for real.
That was great. I really did enjoy it. I was very grateful.
Shout out Talia Hall.
Shout out Talia Hall.
I was like, Dad, these are the best green rooms I ever been in.
Oh, yeah, those green rooms are the shit. Oh, man, because I done been in some place, I'm like, whose closet is this? Y'all got me in the back room.
Where's my veggie tray?
Right? I thought we made it past this.
Why are there only 3 beers back here? There's 90 of us back here.
No water.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even know you was on it until I see the flyer. I was like, Tristan, dude.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, shit, like, this is perfect. And, like, you know, it speaks to the other parts of me, right? You know, you have all these different layers to you, and I love being a healer. I am a healer, but I also love rocking the show. You know what I mean? I love hosting the show. I love getting people hype. I love activating people. I always tell people I don't make you feel like nothing. I activate something that's already in you. And so you already have to match that and be in the receptive mode. And a lot of people tend to be in the receptive mode around me, and I appreciate that. And I don't take it for granted at all.
I love what you just said, because that's like kind of like personally, like that's a pet peeve of mine when people are like, you made me feel this way.
Yeah, no.
I didn't make you do shit. Like, you just react.
Yeah.
I might be tripping, but I didn't make you do it. You know what I mean?
I might have activated some feelings, but I didn't make you.
I didn't make you do it. I didn't have a gun to your head.
Right. Yeah, I feel that. So that's what I try to do. I try to be mindful of the activation I'm giving off the vibration that I'm giving off. So even when, everything is divine time. We're going to do this last week, but I was like, I need to make sure my energy is together before I do this.
Respect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
We don't have a lot of guests that do that. So.
Oh.
No, guests are always cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we definitely had some where it's just like, yo, you could have rescheduled. Yeah, you could have rescheduled.
Yeah, no,
I don't know, Forresty. We didn't make you go.
I didn't thank you, baby. Thank you.
Right. But it's just like, I want to show up, and want to be 100% myself and be able to be here and be present and not like, in another universe.
Yeah.
So,
understood.
You could talk to me about this. I was like, I was high the other day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, because I be watching a lot of like Ancient Aliens and shit.
Oh, nice.
My God.
Come on, man. I'm doing that. It's okay. I'll fuck with it. High five. Come on. Give me a high five. Yeah.
But they was talking about how pretty much like unless aliens have been on this earth, everything that's on this earth was already on this earth type shit.
Yeah.
So like when we walk around with phones and like all this technology and shit, that's just minerals that's replaced for real.
Yeah.
And in the same way that like people carry around crystals and do all sorts of shit, like
got them in my bra right now.
Very.
you know what I'm saying? This is shit that's already here. Like it's not magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I would say that it is a form of magic. I just think that like magic gives it hope. Magic gives it hope, and magic gives it the sauce that it needs, because it really is when you are dealing with so much, one-dimensional shit, like, and so much heavy stuff in this world, things that like feel so permanent. This feels movable. Like, like when this feels like hope. This feels like I can change something. This feels like I can bring in and attract new things. And so I do think it's a form of magic. I do think. I mean, I think Black women are magic. Period.
I feel like when people look at like different kind of healing, other than white people, not white people. What's the word? Right, the word. Eastern, Western, Western
colonizers.
That's the Western. When you look at Western healing and shit, they be thinking, oh, it's some magic shit. They making it up type shit, but like it actually makes sense. Like.
But
just like when we was talking about like water and like the mood and shit, like of course it fuck with your body.
The crazy
but it'd
thing
be
is
simple shit.
The crazy thing is like what's crazy is our medicine, a lot of the original universities that were here in America teaching, it came from holistic therapy originally, and then Rockefeller ended up buying a lot of companies, and because he was into what is the name of that thing? My brain is kind of farting right now. Basically, he started to petroleum, and so like he started making basically medicine come from that petroleum because he was buying invested in that money and like and so and then he started to implement these things about like, oh, that's foo-foo, that's like the holistic medicine is like witchery, and then they link it to us all trying to like we can't teach our own stuff. This is another representation of them pulling us from our heritage, them pulling us from sacred things that belong to us and that we should be healing our people with. Like things like BMI, that shit is like white man, like who are you talking about? Body mass index, you're talking about a white woman, you're talking about white bodies, and you're talking about white culture, whatever that is. No, I'm just playing. Sorry. No, you know what?
Bars.
Let me know. Let me know, because ex-black lady.
I haven't heard that in a minute. Ex-black lady is hard.
Yeah, but like it's wild how like when you go and you learn the history of like medicine and stuff, and you read about who has control over pharmaceuticals and things like that, and when that came out, and how they pushed a lot of Eastern and African holistic therapies to the back and wanted to call it foo-foo and be like, oh no, that doesn't really work, when yes, it does work. And it's the reason why when you go to your doctor, why aren't you asking me about my life? Why aren't you asking me about what's stressing me out? Why aren't you giving me healing techniques to go outside and take a walk, stand in the sun, just like natural shit like that? What are you eating? Your gut health is like major for a lot of these ailments and diseases. And so, again, that's what I try to implement in my practices and my teaching as well. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
So well spoken, Tristan. I love that. Shouts out to you for real.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you sitting down with us. Yeah. This has been very enlightening. And while things have been the way it is for everyone, it's a difficult time for everyone. Yeah. I definitely appreciate you giving us the time right now, because a lot of people probably need to hear this.
Yeah.
I need
to hear something a lot of that shit.
To make them feel better, like there's some kind of hope you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas be eating all sorts. Because niggas be eating all sorts of bullshit.
Yeah, we all, and it's just like, at the end of the day, don't like go into it so crazy. Like you ain't gotta go dump off everything. Like just if you could do like if you ate meat 3 times this week, maybe we shouldn't eat meat no more. You know what I mean? Like just do something a little different. That's it. Like everything on your plate ain't gotta be cooked. Have something live on your plate. Let your plate be colorful if you can. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying cooked in the sense of like if you you gotta put something live on your plate, like a salad and fruit and vegetable and things like that's not saturated in oil and deeply fried or things like that.
Recently I've been like at the grocery store, and I'll be like, I'm gonna make some stir fry, right? And I'll be like, my instinct is go get frozen vegetables. I'm like, why don't I just buy the actual vegetables?
Yeah. But
I'm gonna cook them that day.
I will say frozen is best next to fresh, because that's going right to the freezer.
Right.
Canned is obviously the worst. And I saw
it's insane how trash can is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like I saw cooked bacon in the aisle one day.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what is this?
I used to do shit like that for like
crazy.
I remember like I used to buy like the frozen like Tyson like chicken breasts and like just put them in the toaster oven and then put them on the sandwich. I was like, why wouldn't I just like fry the chicken breast?
Yeah. I try to I mean, like I said, I eat all types of things. I love everything, and so DoorDash got Jack in the Box. That's crazy. That's crazy. DoorDash. You know what? I'm about to delete DoorDash because it's the devil. And
there's a Jack in the Box in the city,
nigga.
You're lying. You're fucking lying. You're lying right now.
Oh my mama! You can order DoorDash Jack in the Box right now.
How far is it?
I don't know.
From up north,
like 35 minutes away.
God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's
I'm making a sourdough jack right now.
I had a sourdough jack too. I never like 4 tacos.
I ain't never had Jack in the Box.
Oh,
me neither.
Absolute
I've always
fire.
seen,
Oh my
like, when I be
God.
out of town,
I always see them. I don't
You have to do like we gotta order Jack in the Box now.
I've eaten that Jack in the Box probably 1,000 times.
I've actually 1,001. Like I
Don't
love
one up me.
I got you. But no, it's so good. Like I love, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, that's like I said. It's most things are in moderation. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with that. All right, next day, let's not do that again. You know what
exactly.
I mean? You know, it's just like we gonna be here. We gonna do these things. But like, I just always want to encourage people to not like push themselves into some like immediate. I have to change everything. All the
right. Like
just
little steps.
Yeah,
baby
baby
steps
for sure.
It's just like I just be like trying. I'm gonna just try to do a little bit better every single day. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, that's facts.
That's real.
With everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like the Apple, like I told you, that Apple Watch put me on to the brave, and my Apple Watch broke. But like I still be able to remind myself because I remember when it first did it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Brave, and then like after a while, I had that bitch on, and like I'll be at work moving a bunch of shoes, a stack of shoes,
And then
stressed in a motherfucker.
Yeah,
It'd be like
not
breathe,
breathing,
and
not
it'd be like
breathing.
it'd be like bzz, I'd be like, I'll be feeling better for real.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, honestly, I do it out when I'm in the street, like random people sometimes. Like if they start talking to me and I'll just feel something that it'll be like, so people always ask me, what does it feel like when I'm supposed to like either massage a certain spot or say a certain thing. And when it comes to like the body, it feels like a pull. It's like it's hard to describe. It's like when I'm working on a body, it feels like something is just kind of like heat and pulling my hand a certain way to go. So then that works that way. And then when I'm out, like sometimes I just feel like people need a hug and need to breathe. Yeah. And I've done that I did that the other day at Cleo's. 4 young people, they all work at a hospital. They were celebrating one of the dude's birthday. And something just told me, like, that man needs a hug, and he needed to be told that he's doing a good job, and I did. And I said, my ancestors want to let you know that you're doing a good job, and he just started crying. And I hugged him, and he just laid on me and started crying at Cleo's in the bar.
It's like life hard and shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
I be feeling like I just be used to feeling bogus every day. Like, it just be feeling bogus so long that I'm just like used to it and like think that like that's what it is type shit.
Yeah,
I don't even be thinking about it.
And that's the point.
Just subjected to it.
Yeah, and that's the point I was trying to make about like when you get up in the morning, having a little bit more focus on your body and how you feel, so then that you can like direct energy to heal you and be more in tune and intentional about how you move it. Because a lot of us is kind of on autopilot a lot of the time.
Exactly.
It's just like, just kind of going through the motions. And then once people come and get that pain worked out of their body, they be like, oh shit, I didn't know I had this in my body. Or I didn't know I could feel good. And I'm like, yes. You too can have this. $9.95.
Like, let me show you the way. Yeah, yo. It be like little things. Like I be at work, I be at the job, and I be like, sometimes I just don't take a break. I be used to not taking a break. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I be doing for real. I'm just like, gee, why they give me the break? Yeah. Why would I not take it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like shit like that. It's like I'm not gonna take a break
because I'm so stressed,
so I can chill longer by myself. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, break that up in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I started doing my healing. Like I used to just like when I first started out, they tell you like you got to get your clients up and stuff like that. And the crazy part about that is when I first started, and because after you graduate, you have to do clinic hours like a nurse or a doctor, whatever. And so I had to be in the clinic and work on people for about a year after that. And so my brain was set to what those people that graduated had said. They were like, you're not going to find people and your first couple years are going to be shitty. And I took that with me. And I really wish that I had not, but everything is what it is. Here I am. Because now I know that the power of holding someone else's stuff in me and holding that power tongue in me when it's not mine and using it as law when it's not. And I told myself for so long that I had to have another job. I had to have a fallback. And I didn't believe that I could do this on my own, on myself. Like I could rely fully on this work to take care of myself. And after really, maybe getting too deep, but I got hit by 2 cars a few years back after major surgery. Like I had major surgery and I was bedridden for about a month. And the first day I decided to go out, had a great time, went to this thing called Dyke March. It's great. And then I got hit by 2 cars. And what the fuck? Yeah, shit was wild. It was that experience is wild. I don't know. I'll tell you guys about that one day. It's just like it was some other world shit. And after that, I don't know. I really met my GPS that night. And if I had to describe it, it was some shit that was kind of crazy. Just because it's like, it sounded like I was in a room full of bass, like bass speakers. That's how high the vibration was. And it tripped me out. It scared me. But it gave me also some validation to know that that's real. And this is real that I'm doing out here. It's real. And we working with some real energy here. And so I can trust me. I can trust this. I'm still here now. That means I got work to do. That means I haven't met all the people that's going to love me yet. I haven't eaten all the food I'm going to, eat yet. Like I haven't seen all the colors yet. And so now it put something different in me. It allowed me to trust myself and trust that I can do this. I might get a little emotional, which is okay.
Yeah. There's a place for it.
Like, yeah. I having a situation where you feel like you might not be here no more. And it's deep. And time slowed down. Like time was not the same way. And when it happened, I just was like, all right. And she was, like when I got hit, it just felt wild. It just felt so wild. And so trusting that and trusting you is something that I always tell everybody you have to do.
Yeah.
Because that's why you're here. Like if whatever you want to call it, universe, source, power, if they didn't want you here, you wouldn't be here.
I be telling niggas fulfill your destiny.
Yeah.
You know what it's supposed to be. You know what you're supposed to do. You gotta fulfill your destiny. For real, yo. Yeah. That's it, cause that'd be a lot of things. A lot of motherfuckers don't be trusting themselves.
Yeah. I mean, and that takes time to do that. Like that's a building, from point
really mean it for real. Cause a lot of times, like off top, like motherfuckers automatically gonna be like, yeah, I trust it. But like to really believe it and move like you moving like you really believe off that shit, it's different for real. Yeah. Like I remember when I made the switch in my head for real. I was like, I'm an artist. Yeah. I gotta start. I'm gonna start moving like that.
Yeah,
that's what I was. Because that's what I always want to be. That's what I am. For real, that's what I be doing.
Yeah,
and stop discrediting yourself. Everything you do is valid for real. Everything that you did, you know. That change.
I mean, that change. It changes you, and it changed my money too.
Yeah, it changed your money.
It changed my money.
It changed what you give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck.
Quality of life. You know what I'm saying? It changes your quality of life.
There's so much shit I do not give a fuck about no more. For real. I used to be stressing over, and my life is better since then. Since I stopped giving a fuck about that bullshit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, ask yourself, is that bullshit? Is that rooted in bullshit for real?
Right.
Like, what's the root why I want to do this? Exactly. And if you come to the conclusion that it's bullshit, it's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing that I try to tell myself, I practice to tell myself, is that, like, you can trust you. You can bet on you. Mm-hmm. You can bet on you because you've been doing this. Like, you've been doing this since the beginning of time. Like, and so, and after that, it changed. So I trust, and I stopped having to, because I was wondering why, like, I was having these clock in, clock out jobs, and it just, like, I couldn't do it. I'm like, you want me to be here how long? For what? For how much? Like, no. And then I'm like, having some young person telling me when I can use the bathroom and when I can go, and like, this just doesn't feel right for me. That may be right for others, and that's okay, but it does not feel right for me. I'm supposed to be running my own business, and that's what I did. And so 10 years in, here we are.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And y'all are hearing it here first.
I like to thank. No,
for real. I would like to thank you for real. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me
and like making us think about some shit for real.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody being in a receptive mode.
Hell yeah, yo. That's what we're here for. That was a long time in the making. This is the perfect time, though.
Yeah. You feel me? I remember, we had been talking about it for a while, but everything works in divine time. So
I know, right?
I'm glad to see Bailey on here. I'm glad to see like y'all on here. Like y'all. First of all, shout out to Face Value Podcast.
Stop it.
Okay. Do the Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah.
And if anybody wants to inquire about,
put the website out.
Yeah, inquire about healing, go to www.tuneinwithtristan, TRISTEN.com.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you for always supporting us.